Hello, buddies, and welcome back to this masterclass for the beginner in C programming language. It's your guy once again, the Wolf, and today, guys, we're going to learn about for loops in C programming language. Remember, in the previous lesson, we learned about while loop, do while loop. So, guys, without much ado, let's just jump direct into it. Okay, so we will start off by just creating a file in code block. Remember, I'm using code block. You can use an editor that you have, but as of now I'm using code block. So I'll create a file here, new, and I call it new. Actually, I've just clicked this create new project, then I will click console, and then I can click go. From here I can next, and then I pick C. From C here, then I can click next. Then I can give my project name here. I just want to call it a for loop. Yeah, something like that. And then I click next. Then here you can see we have the GNU GCC compiler. It's okay, just finish. Wow, so we have the source here. Look at this plus here. And then there we have this file that is already been created. We have the main function here, and we'll start from there. So okay, so let's define what this for loop are. So when you know exactly how many times you want to loop through a block of code, use a for loop instead of a while loop, because when this actually happens, when you exactly know the thing that you want to do, the thing that you need to loop through. So you must be specific of what you need to know. But if you don't know, then you can use a while loop or do while loop. So the syntax is normally like this. So we normally write, okay, something is really weird. Okay, it's okay. Fine. The syntax is really simple. We normally do like a for, like that. And then this is the syntax. So for, and then I can have my expression here. We normally have three expressions, which is expression 1, and also we have we have this one here. The second expression is second expression, and the third expression expression 3, just like that. And then from there, now we can execute the code in here, bunch of lines. So we can do a code block to be executed. So okay, so this is the syntax, and I just forget this one, this print line here. So this is the syntax. Let me just explain this expression 1 and 2 and 3. So expression 1 is actually executed one time before the execution of the code block in this here. So we normally this is printed only one, it's executed only once, and then now we go to the second expression, which will be the condition. So the second expression is defined, actually this defines the condition for executing the code block. So this is where the condition will be checked. And the last expression here is executed every single time after the code block has been executed. So this one normally actually increments to reach to check where, okay, this actually increment or decrement. Okay, so let's print our numbers. Let's print numbers. For example, let's do an example here where we will print numbers. So we want to print a number from 0 to, let's say, 10, and using this for a loop. So first of all, let me just delete this. Let me just delete this, and then I create a variable int type here, and I call it, let me just call it I, which is simply I can say it's an iterator. So it's not necessary that you have to use this one. So then I can create a for loop here now. For, so for this, I want you to do this. Exactly what this means. So I will just say for let me just do the first expression, which will be I now. I is equal to 0. So we said that this first expression is actually executed only once. And then the second expression, which will be the condition now. So the condition we want to check is I is less than 5. So we will be checking whether, while we can say that while I is less than 5 to something. So this is the condition. We will be checking this, that once I is above 5 or 10, then we stop there, right? Then we can use the third expression, which will be the incrementing. So once every the condition is checked, we increment that I by 1, and then we go like that. We continue incrementing until the I is equal to that condition that we wanted to meet. So I'll just increment this I by 1. So I plus plus, that's how we increment. And then finally, I want now to print. Let me just print this print function here. Cut that off and then place it in here. So in here, I just want to print the I, right? So I want to print from 1 to 10. Actually, I did not place 10 here. Or let me just place 9 here. So I'm checking I, whether I is less than 9. Once it's equal to 9, we end the for loop. Okay, so I just want to print this out. So to print this, remember you need to use the specifier format specifiers. So this is how we do the specifiers. For an int type, we just normally write the percentage, and then D for an integer, and then a backslash n, which means a new line. And then we can now, every time we print, we make sure that we print in a new line. And then I should put a comma there, and then finally I print I now, my value I. So if I run this, I will going to print a number from 1 to 9. I guess so. So let me just okay, let me just run this, and you see it's running down here on the console. Oh, it wasn't really, it was just took time to run also. So we have printed a number from 0 to 8. Why not 9? 9 is not included. I think if we say less or equal to 9, will be there. I think 9 will be included. Let me just cancel this once again and then run again. And it's running. You can see down here. Poop. Now we have from 0 to 9. Okay, so you can see that we checked the condition here. So we can check the condition here. Is it the less? So when it's less than 9, 9 is not going to be included. But when we say it's less or equal to 9, 9 is going to be included. Let me just explain this a little bit. So the statement, the first statement here, it's actually sets the variable before the loop starts. So this is the first statement here, where we set the variable. And once we set this into 0, you can see here now we have set it to 0. So the second statement defines the condition for the loop to run. So this one here, this actually defines the condition for the loop to run. So it checks I is less than 9. If the condition is true, the loop will start over again. If it's false, the loop will end. Now we will be checking all these until when it comes false, then that's the loop's ends. So the last statement here, which is I plus plus, which is an incrementation, this actually increases the value each time the code block in the loop has been executed. So that is it. So let's see again how we can print even numbers. So the example that I want to do, I just wanted to print even values between 0 and 10. So how can we do that? So it's simple. The first thing that I want to do, again, I don't think if I need to create a new variable here. The only thing that I want to do is let me just change this to 10, and then so I just want to print the even numbers, right? So to print even numbers, remember even numbers are a number that is divisible by 2 and itself, I guess. So but you can check that. But as of this, I just change this to now not concatenate with 1, but I just want to add a module like a space of 2, because I mean every time I is should be, actually we should start by 2. So okay, is equal to I plus 2, because this is an even number. So I, for example, the first time I is 0, right? So I, which is 0 plus 2, is 2. So I is 2. So every time we divide this number by, okay, I don't know how to explain this, but just know that to do an even number, it's a number that is divisible by 2. We only need to print 2, 4, 6, 8, and I guess 10 if it's there. Yeah, we will include 10 because we have this equal signs here. So here again, if I run this, let me just kill this this terminal, and then again run it. So look at this, watch this out, look at this out, boom, there we go. So these are only even numbers, so we skip and print only the even numbers. So here, what happens here, can I explain to these guys? I don't think so. This is not, it's really straightforward. And again, what we want to do, let's see how now we can sum of numbers. We can do sums of numbers. So this example, I just wanted to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 5. How do we do that? Let me just again create a variable here again, and because I don't want to clean static flash, so let me just create a variable int type which is called sum. Sum is equal to 0, like that. And then int, this one is okay. So I will check I. Now I will not be 0, but 1 is equal to 1, and then I now is less or equal to, let's say, 6. Let's do 6, and then increment that number. To increment that number, you just add a positive there. Again, you come down here. Meaning this bracket, I just wanna do what? I just wanna. Okay, so I'll just put. Fine. I mean this curly braces, so I'll just let me just get rid of this. Let me just get rid of this, and then I can even do this so that it can be okay, well organized. That's what I mean. Okay, from there then I can create the sum, not create but pull this variable here, and the sum should be actually the sum itself, sum plus I. So every time that we, for example, the first time I is 1, so I plus the sum, which will be 0, we will get 1. Now that one will be stored in sum. The next time that the loop runs, so now I will be 2, and now the sum will be 1 already, so 1 plus 2 you will get 3, so the sum will be 3, and we will keep on running until we are at position 6, and then all the numbers we will be able to add from number 1 to 6, which will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and then finally we get the total, the sum of that. So let me just print this out. So to print this, let me just put my print function here. Print, just want to print the sum here. Okay, so what was I doing? I just got interrupted. So print function. So the sum is format specifier here, which would be %d, not capital but small. I don't know if whether capital does work. And then put a comma there, and then I put my sum variable there. So from here, if I run this, we will get the total sum of that number. So let me just first of all just kill this terminal, and then I'll run again. Expected before token, something line 10. What was it expected? Oh yeah, there is a token. Fine. Okay. So this token, what token here? This what was expected. So let me just run again. There you can see the sum is 6. How is this possible? Well, so the sum is 6, as we have already seen that. So let's find out how we can count down. So let me just do an example where we can count down from, let's say, 5 to 1. So to do that, again, I don't need to change much here. I'll just delete this, and then I have this. Let me just change this to, let's say, 7, right? And then I will just say I now will be greater than, I is greater than 0, and then now this should be decrementing the value, and then I should remove this, so we should count down, which will be from 7 to 1, right? So what I should do here, let me just bring this back up, cut this off, just put them in this for a loop. And then what I want to do here, I just want to delete all this, and then in a new line, no, yeah, yes, a new line, because after all we are going to count the numbers. And then I should put my I here, my I, increment. Where is I on the keyboard? So I is there. Again, let me just run this, cancel this, and then run it again. Wow, it's running. There you go. You can see that we have counted from 7 to 1. That is the countdown. So guys, that is it for today's lesson. Hope you got something, you learned something, and if you like this, kindly subscribe my channel. That's the one way you support me. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.